Hey y'all, this is Angie. Welcome to Angie's Adventures, or I may just post this on my regular Facebook page as well, or my YouTube channel, 60 and a Senior. So wherever you're watching, welcome. It is the Friday before Thanksgiving, and I'm in the kitchen cooking today. So I thought I would do a video. I'm gonna try to keep it short. I wanted to show you my shirt first. In every season, I will praise him. And I'm gonna put my apron on, and we're gonna make a cake this afternoon. We're gonna make a lemon supreme cake that I just saw Mama Sue down in Alabama, if you follow her, make earlier. I think she made it last week, but anyway, I just saw the video a few days ago, and I love anything lemon, so we're gonna make that cake. She said her mom made it, and it was her mom's recipe, so you know if it's that old of a recipe, it's got to be good. So let me put my apron on and we'll get started. Okay, this cake is gonna be made in a bundt pan, so we're not gonna frost it, but we're gonna put a glaze on it after it finishes baking. But for the cake itself, you're basically gonna use the lemon supreme cake mix, and Duncan Hines makes one, Betty Crocker makes one, and so does Pillsbury. I saw all three when I was doing my Walmart order, but I got the Duncan Hines, the lemon supreme, and we're just basically gonna doctor it up. So you're gonna need one cake mix, you're gonna need a half a cup of sugar, and I already have that out. You're gonna need a half a cup of oil. I'm gonna use vegetable oil. And then this is kind of, I guess, one of the secret ingredients. It is an apricot flavored nectar, and we're gonna use 1 cup of this, and then we're gonna add 4 eggs. And that's it for the cake mix. So we're gonna mix it together here. This, she said, is kind of hard to find in the grocery store, but she found it in the Hispanic section of the grocery store, in case you're wondering. All right, let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna mix everything just in my Pampered Chef Classic batter bowl, and then mix it with just a hand mixer. Okay, so here's the cake mix going in. I'm gonna jump the drawer right there with my scissors. 1 cake mix. Now, she said that to the cake mix, her mama added a half a cup of sugar. So who's to question an old cook? That's what I'm gonna do. And then she also, excuse me, is gonna keep that, added 1/2 cup of oil. So that's going in. Put the lid back on that before I knock it over and spill it. And then of the apricot nectar, we're gonna add 1 cup. So this is a half a cup, so we'll add 2 of these. And that was almost the whole can, but not quite. So that's probably gonna be thrown away because I don't think I'm gonna drink that. And then we're gonna add 4 eggs. 1, my hands got wet. 2, 3, 4. All right, and I will be right back. I'm gonna mix it with this, and I know you guys don't wanna hear that, so I'm gonna put the video on pause, but come right back. This is not too loud. Hopefully you can hear me over it. I'm almost done mixing it. Ooh, my ring light is wobbling. I'm gonna put this in a bundt pan in the oven, and I just recently discovered this trick while I was watching another woman that does cooking videos on Instagram and Facebook, and she was making a pound cake, and after she sprayed her pan with the Baker's Joy or the Pam, you know, baking spray, whichever you use, and y'all, that is the simplest thing to do versus greasing and flouring your pans. It is so much easier. But after she sprayed it, she put that pan in the freezer for about 5 minutes and let it freeze before she poured her cake batter in. And I did that with a pound cake that I made last week, and it made the pound cake so golden when it came out of the oven. So I have my pan in the freezer right now, and we're almost finished mixing this, so come right back. Okay, so I just got my, and it's cold, my pan out of the freezer. It's had my Baker's Choice spray in it. So we are gonna put the cake batter in it and then get this in the oven. Well, first of all, let me just make sure that all the cake batter at the bottom got mixed together. What y'all doing this Friday? I am trying to do my final to-do list for Thanksgiving. I am actually also sometime today, it might not be right after I make this, but I'm gonna be making a sweet potato pie. I don't do pumpkin at my house. I don't really like pumpkin pie. My husband does, but I don't. And none of my kids do. So we don't eat pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. We do sweet potato pie. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and make that this weekend and freeze it. And then all I will have to do is get it out of the freezer on Thanksgiving morning, about 7 a.m. or so, or at least by 7. And let it thaw, and it'll be ready to eat. So anyway, I'm sure everybody else is probably getting their Thanksgiving stuff together. What you want to do before you put this in the oven is you just want to do this, kind of pound it, not pound it, but pick it up and drop it to get the air bubbles out. And then we're going to stick it in a 325 degree preheated oven, and you're going to cook it approximately 1 hour. Now, my stove, or my oven, excuse me, usually takes a little longer. But I am gonna set my timer for 55 minutes and then I'm gonna check it. So you probably know if your oven cooks slow or fast, so just make appropriate measures. It's approximately an hour until you stick a cake tester or a piece of spaghetti or whatever you toothpick or whatever you stick in your cake to make sure it's done. If it comes out clean, it's done. All right, so we're gonna come back after the cake is finished, and then we're gonna make a glaze out of powdered sugar, butter, and lemon juice to put on the cake. So stick around. Okay guys, I am back. The cake cooked for 55 minutes. I told you you might want to check it at 55, and it was done. My cake tester came out clean, so I let it cool for 10 minutes, and I flipped it out onto this cake plate, and see how pretty golden brown that edge, the outside of it is. So pretty. We're going to put a glaze on it, but I need to let it cool just a little bit longer, so we will come back in just a few. Okay, everybody, we're gonna make the glaze now for this lemon supreme cake. I showed you the cake just a minute ago. It has cooled. It is not cold, but it is cool enough that I can put the glaze on it. So here's what we're gonna do to make the glaze. You're gonna take 1 cup of powdered sugar. You're gonna add to that 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And then you're gonna need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now you can use fresh. I just don't have any fresh lemons. So we're gonna start out with 1 tablespoon, and we're gonna see how that does. Whoops, squeezed it too hard there. So we're gonna mix that together, and we're gonna see the consistency. I don't know if you can see that. It's still a little bit dry, So we're gonna put a little more lemon juice in it. Maybe a half of a tablespoon. Y'all, I am making the sweet potato pie. I don't know if I'm gonna do that in a cooking video or not, but I have boiled my sweet potatoes. They're in the strainer cooling. See the consistency of that? I'm gonna put a little bit more lemon juice in it. Maybe that full 2 tablespoons. And that is the consistency of the glaze. And let me put the cap back on the lemon juice before I knock it over and spill it. I'm a messy cook, y'all. Okay, and we're just gonna take this, and hopefully you can see. And all you're gonna do is just drizzle. It's just gonna fall down around the sides of the cake. And it's just a pretty garnish to the cake. You do more on the outside here. Let me get my spatula back. And it's just going to be a nice lemony glaze on the cake. And I've never made this. I've never tried it, but I know I got the recipe from Mama Sue down in Alabama, and it was her mama's recipe. So I know it's going to be good, but I'm going to let it cool a little bit more, and then I'll cut into it and show you what it looks like after we've sliced it. But I hope you guys give it a try. Okay, y'all, we're gonna finish up the lemon supreme cake video. Hopefully you can see that. I will show you after we put that glaze on it, just how it piled up in the middle, but that's okay. It doesn't have to look perfect. Nothing's perfect in life. We're gonna cut it. It's still a little warm, and that's how I like to eat pound cake, is I like to eat it warm. So we're gonna slice it, and I'm gonna taste it for you. And you're just gonna have to trust me whether or not it's good. That's what it looks like. So pretty. The glaze is good. So that's what the pound cake, well, it's not really a pound cake, but I made it in a bundt cake pan. And we're gonna taste it. Mama Sue, your mama's recipe is good. So moist, so moist. If you love lemon, anything lemon, you need to make this. Lemon Supreme Cake by Mama Sue's mama. Hope you try it.